and welcome to the next in a very long so far series of live streams dedicated to helping raise funds to save the Amazon rainforest. And you can more easily find that under, I think it's hashtag Atheist Amazon Fund. And also, I will be throwing a link to the crowdfunding in the chat. So, yeah, go ahead and take a look at that. While we wait for more panelists to come on, let's go to the internet machine and find out some random Amazon facts. I'm sure you've all heard a shit ton of these already, but you know, it bears repeating. Just as soon as my phone plays keep up. All right. So probably the most, factcheck.org has a interesting thing talking about the 20% of oxygen thing people have been referencing. So okay, so according to factcheck.org, the scientists estimate the percentage of oxygen the Amazon produces is closer to 6 or 9%. Somewhere between 6 or 9%. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's producing less oxygen than a lot of people are saying it is doesn't really change the fact that it's a bad thing. You know, we're still talking about 6% of the oxygen we breathe. So for people who already have deep, I can't even talk right now, who have breathing difficulties like myself, that's 6 to 9% less oxygen that I could be breathing, which means the frequency of asthma attacks can go up. So I get that it's a smaller amount of oxygen, but let's not minimize the effect that it has. Let's see, what else do we have? Popular Mechanics, what do you have to say about the Amazon? How you doing, Orla? Oh, I totally forgot to send the crowdfund link. There it is. Yeah. You want in on this, Orla? Get your 2 cents in? Got space on the panel, obviously, because it's just me right now. But, let's see. Amazon is the world's largest rainforest. Pretty sure that's fairly common knowledge. Okay, Orla. I'm not gonna bother you about it. Hey, Trans Gamer Girl, how you doing? Any chance you'd like in on this? Because panel's wide open. It's just me. Offering. Let's see. Abundant source of food. The rainforest makes up an estimated 80% of the world's fruit supply. So, fruits, vegetables, nuts, beans, all that. At least 3,000 fruits and veggies can be found in the rainforests. But the Western world at least is about 200. Still. Home to indigenous groups. The Amazon's home to 400 to 500 different groups of indigenous people. And an approximated 50 of those tribes have never had any contact with the outside world. I didn't know that. It's all right, TGG. You're good. Just waiting on everybody else in the Twitter groups I've sent links to. Yeah. No luck in getting people, but I kind of brought that on myself by choosing to start at 3 p.m. on Friday instead of 6. I might do another stream. Never know. Name with historical roots. Spanish explorer Francisco de Orellana gave the Amazon its name after surviving an attack by a group of female warriors known as Icamiabas. And apparently that reminded him of the fierce Amazons from Greek myth. Yeah, those of you that were in Jim Major's live stream last night may already know these, but like I said, bears repeating. Real quick. Gotta send a message to someone who might have been a panelist, however, is unavailable. All right, so back to Amazon facts. It has one of the world's largest rivers. Yeah, it's 3,977 miles long. Damn. List of shit I didn't know. Hey, David, we're finally going to have someone on the panel. It's not terribly easy running a live stream all by yourself. It can be done. I just don't particularly like doing it. If I'm going to be on my own, I do much better with pre-recorded stuff. So none of this dead air problem I have. All right, IQ, we might have him hopping in as well. Be awesome. Wow. Here's something I didn't know. The Amazon is so densely packed with vegetation that it could take up to 10 minutes for rain to reach the ground. That's fucking nuts.
Hey.
We have the man who created the fund. How you doing, David?
Hi, yeah. I just very quickly set up. I realized my lighting isn't like proper and, you know, that sort of thing. My internet, I don't know whether my internet's going to go. I normally use my hotspot from my phone, but I'm on the Wi-Fi at the minute. So all sorts of calamitous events could occur. So thanks for doing this as well, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
It got to the point where I was like, there's certain people I'm like, oh, yeah, of course I should message that person. They're, you know. So yeah, I don't think I messaged you straight away for all the initial streams last night. But yeah, we're here now. Were you going through all your different Amazon facts?
Yeah, I was just going through popular mechanics list.
Sweet.
Yep. Now I'm messaging Badger.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he normally likes to stream quite late. He and I are normally up in the UK more 1-2 o'clock. So he started. He did the midnight slot last night. So yeah, I got to the start of Jim Majors, and then I couldn't carry on. Like not for quality, Jim, but just it's too late for the UK. Hello to Orla in the comments as well. And IQ is picking up the kids. I was going to say it's a bit late to pick up the kids because I've just worked. I now have started work again at schools as of the start of sort of Wednesday. So the schools are back, but obviously there's a time difference. This is how ready I am about 50 minutes before a stream because I'm about to go on with Atom. But I can stick around for a bit.
Yeah, I definitely chose a interesting time to do a live stream. I mean, 3 o'clock where I'm at. So, if you assume that half of my potential audience is, over on the west coast of the U.S., it's only noon there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've gone for a very long time. I started an hour before this at 7 p.m. throughout. Well, that'd be the UK 7 p.m. Throughout the summer, and I've had to push it back a couple of hours because of work, obviously. I sort of missed the very first part of it. I overcooked dinner anyway, so. So yeah, what have I missed?
Not a whole lot. Just mentioned that we're doing the Atheists Fund thing. There's the link. Send. Thank you. There's the link to the crowdfunding again, and gone through a few Amazon facts, and apparently, what's the name of the website? Let's see here. There's some fact check. It might be factcheck.org. Yes, it is. Apparently, the Amazon produces somewhere between 6 and 9% of the Earth's oxygen, not 20%. But even so,
yeah, I'd read that somewhere as well. It's probably like a statistic that's been taken from a very specific context, but yeah, it's still a lot. So, Jim wants in.
hey, yeah, my setup's kind of wonky, so my.
Hello.
How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, doing better than I was this morning.
You're right on that 6% figure. It's not like 20%, or some people even say like 50%, and they go really crazy with it. But the oxygen that the Amazon provides is such a small part of it. Like 80% of the food that we consume comes from the Amazon. A lot of people don't know that. And then you have indigenous tribes who rely on it. Then you get to think about the fires themselves, all the carbon that they're releasing into the atmosphere and into the soil. And the only reason that the rainforest is able to be the rainforest is because of the condensation and the recycling that the trees do. So without the trees, once they get to a certain level and they pass that, that tipping point, then you can no longer it's no longer the rainforest. It can no longer provide the rain that it once did. So then the Amazon dries up, and it's just a downhill tumble from there.
Yeah. I think the particular context that the 20% thing would apply to would be like before all the wildlife and everything breathes it in.
I don't even think it's that. I think the 6 to 8% figure is just what it produces.
That's entirely possible. But
still,
apparently we have Badger coming in soon.
But I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize how much that is. But I mean, most of the CO2 recycling and the oxygen production is from like phytoplankton and algae.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, that's somewhere between 6 and 9% oxygen that people who already have a difficult time breathing normally could be breathing. So it's less.
Yeah.
Is a potentially little known fact, I have asthma.
Oh, really?
So breathing already is not the easiest proposition for me.
Just a quick one, just to clarify for everybody on the actual fund itself. Oh, hey, Badger. The total that's on the website is delayed. I think it might still be delayed from last night's stream marathons. It's come through, so 3 p.m. this afternoon for me. So there's at least up to 24-hour delay in the actual donations being shown on the
16%?
website.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's gone up to 28. So that's fine.
Oh, okay. So some of them have come in then.
Yeah, so I see one from you, Jim, for 666 saying, "Yay, trees!"
Okay. Well, that's good then, because that's what less than 12 hours.
Okay, so that's the one that you did from when we were speaking earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Okay.
How you doing,
Hey,
Badger?
Badger.
How is everyone this fine evening? Just dropping in briefly. Let's go and do a thing shortly.
If I was any better,
as
I'd be a
my-
badger.
Yeah.
I see you. I see there is a fine moustache across from me here.
He's not showing off that mustache though.
No, it's not. I look like a frantic hobo.
Ah,
Oh dear.
That's what you normally look like.
Fair enough. But I will be waxing it for my live stream this evening.
Ooh.
like the whole thing, or
Yeah, just like
I-
putting some wax in it, you know?
I think he means waxing for style rather than waxing it off.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, no.
no,
Oh, hell no.
damn.
Crazy.
I was imagining you just putting wax on all that hair and just.
There are so many better ways to die.
Has anyone seen that video? I think what's he called? It's called YouTube channel. It's called like Electroboom something. He does.
I love
He's
that
an
guy.
electrician. You know the guy. You see the one of him when he did the Movember mustache thing of him
Where he
getting rid of the
tasers off the
mustache.
mustache.
Yeah, he tasers off the mustache. Yeah.
Oh, well, he went through like different ways that he thought that women would remove their hair. So he tried waxing and like plucking, and then
Yeah.
he
My
was like,
absolutely favorite.
electrolysis, where they stimulate the follicles, and I think a taser is just about the same thing. And he just tasers his upper lip.
He just tasered his lip with a homemade taser.
So fucking funny.
My favorite thing that he did though was he put a little bit of lighter fuel on his lip and then set fire to it.
Yes.
And then he's there going, he starts swearing and he reaches for a fire extinguisher and he pushes the button on and he goes, "Boop!" And he goes, "This is a fucking air horn. Make
an air
yourself
horn.
familiar with your tools."
Oh man! And at the end, he's sitting there with like this maimed upper lip, and just like he looks like he's in so much pain. He said, "Women, you have my respect. I will never again harass you about your upper lip hair." But he just goes about it like the craziest ways. He also makes what he calls an electric guitar, and he essentially
Oh.
puts a closed circuit bare wire on a 2x4, and
Yeah,
then
he didn't
holds it,
make a guitar. He just
he
made some
plugs it
electric
in,
wires on a 2x4.
and then by strumming it, he completes the circuit and shocks the fuck out of himself.
And I believe he shuts down the electricity to his whole house, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's hilarious. I'm surprised the camera's able to stay on. It just doesn't like short circuit everything.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
So anyway, how is the fundraiser going?
Much better, yeah. So it's now 191.
Looks a little
Pound.
jaundiced to me.
So yeah, it's doing pretty well.
Excellent.
We should be getting a few more through, I think, from various individuals that said that they would. So that's great. I know that Jimmy, Mr. Atheist, was looking for something to do as a stream tonight. And as such, he is more than welcome to take time off because he posts minutely. So if he does want to do a stream, And what could be really good for the fund is if he did something for it, and as such, if people can like that specific tweet, I've sent a few of you in the Twitter group just to make sure it's bumped up to the top, so Jimmy can see it and at least consider it. I know there's maybe 2 or 3. I think Bubs, did you?
Yep.
Post something? One. Yeah. Yours was one of them. I think Mark was another that might have suggested
Jamie said he was
it,
going to share it out. And I sent it to Aaron and to Seth Andrews. Seth, I got a message back from Seth, and he said that he was going to just send it, but I haven't got anything back from Aaron yet. But that's Aaron.
Thank you. Yeah, I as I
for sure.
said probably just before you came in, I ended up. Been such a long day. Oh God, it's a Friday. Before you came in, I said I had crashed and fallen asleep just towards like the first 5 minutes of your stream, Jim. I knew it went back to Neil in the end for another couple of hours. I don't know what happened after that.
Hi, Angie.
How y'all doing?
Hello. I'm doing better than your headboard.
There's my headboard, just for you, Jim. Just for you, babe.
No, I'm doing about the same, mid-30s.
That's good. Good. I'm still kicking 52 pretty hard, so a couple more months and I won't be there. Birthday October, baby.
How are you, Angie?
I'm pretty dang good.
Good.
I survived having to go up to the school today for grandparents eat lunch day, which is a giant CF, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and you still
go into the school. Huh? Oh God, it was horrible. I took a picture of the food they served those kids. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. It was repulsive. It's appalling what they feed our children.
I don't know. I don't think it's changed. I think just our perception of it has changed.
No,
should have seen the sort of stuff they served me when I was in school.
Oh gosh, I'm talking. Okay, it's hamburger day, right? Who kid don't like a hamburger, right? Okay, there's the giant bun, one of the great big buns, super thick, lots of bread. In the other little section, here is a pile in my poor baby's tray of basically what's at the bottom of a paper bag, freaking English woman, potato chip bag, the crumbly bits, okay, that are at the bottom of a potato. That's what they gave my child.
Well, somebody's got to
three pickle slices and a piece of orange. And some ice cream and chocolate milk.
I mean, somebody's got to get the crumbly bits. She just got the wrong end of the bag.
And the meat patty for the burger is like this big around. The bun is this big around. And a slice of cheese. No mayo, no lettuce, no tomato, no mustard, nothing. And she's looking at it going, I'm like, eat the ice cream, baby. It's okay. Granny will bring you a surprise after school.
See, I used to get the same meal every day when I was at school. I would go up to the little place and I'd say I would like a sausage roll with baked beans. The thing was, almost every day I would also have a bit of a decision-making process to see whether I wanted to have the same thing or whether I would change my mind and have something else. So I'd be there, I'd be doing the old decision-making process, and I'd go up and I was known as Speedy by the lunch ladies. It was an ironic nickname. I'd go up and I'd get, all right, Speedy, what do you want today? And I don't know. I think, I think I might have a sausage roll and beans, please.
Hey, when it came to the lunch line, I was always going to be on the winner's podium. I was going to be first, second, or third.
I usually send lunch with them because I know how gross it is. And our lunches in our county, because we're a rather poor county, all the school lunches are free for everybody. Like there's no, you don't have to fill out anything for that. They also we don't have to provide any school supplies other than a backpack. Everything is provided for the kids through vouchers and stuff and grants to the school. And that's a good thing. But I think our food suffers. I do. I think it's really bad. But it was the most depressing lunch I've ever seen. Poor babies. A 5-year-old.
You found like a happy medium, where there's like where there's like some compensation.
There is
Well,
a,
other grandma was supposed to come too and bring chicken for everybody, but she didn't show up. And
Well, yeah, but
didn't
grandma
call
can't
or
bring chicken every day.
or nothing. Well, I could. I mean, but why? Why would I do that to myself? Why would I make myself go to the school every day? I didn't
Yeah.
like school when I was in it, and I really don't like it now.
I mean, you could, but at that point, you just might as well call yourself Colonel Sanders.
Yard bird. Yeah, I try to send them lunch. We make lunch more often than they buy lunch. They like pizza day and they like chicken nugget day, and that's about it.
Yeah. Used to pack my lunch, but then like it didn't matter if I packed my lunch or not. Like the whole reason I packed my lunch was so we wouldn't spend money on school lunches, and I would just end up eating my lunch early and then buying lunch at lunchtime. So I just got fat.
Yeah.
Didn't work out the way my mom had planned.
there used to be a chat channel in a Discord server I was in called Depressing Lunch. It was an excellent image channel just with a load of pictures of people's disastrous meal choices. I had a picture of someone. It was what was it? It was something like a sandwich that was just cucumber, but not. It wasn't. There wasn't any spread or anything.
Where were they, Britain?
Yes.
Slightly better than an air sandwich.
Most of the people in that Discord server are British.
That makes sense because you won't find a cucumber sandwich in the South. You get smacked for a cucumber sandwich. What the hell is this? You give me some rabbit food?
I like Ron Swanson's approach to salad. Just there must be some mistake. You seem to have given me the food that my food eats.
I'm sorry. You seem to have forgotten the bacon. I think you left it in the back somewhere.
Hold on, because I think you misunderstood me. I said bring all the bacon you have.
And is this whole wheat? Like, no, where's the white rubbery shit?
No, I worry that what you just heard was bring me a lot of bacon and eggs. What I said was bring me all the bacon and eggs you have. Do you understand?
I get the reference, but I can't place it.
Ron Swanson.
What is it again?
Parks and Recreation.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's Parks. It's Ron Swanson
episode
and Parks and
with,
Recreation.
Yeah, the
Okay.
episode he and Leslie go to Indianapolis and his favorite restaurant's closed. So they go to this diner and he orders a steak and it's absolutely pathetic looking. So he just goes with all the bacon and eggs they have.
They don't. He orders a steak and they give him like a soggy piece of meat.
Ugh.
I remember that.
With-
He is my spirit animal. Like between him and Jim from The Office.
Yeah, I am somehow. I'm somehow both Leslie and Ron.
Oh, Leslie and Ron.
You know how they're like completely opposite.
I don't like Leslie's. I mean, I can stand Leslie's, but only in short doses.
Yeah, I can only manage to be like a Leslie for short doses.
Yeah, it's like we'll be hanging out, and I'll be like, Badger, if you don't turn into a Ron real fucking quick, we're gonna have to peace out.
Well, see, the thing is, I can manage to be sort of a Leslie for the first 5 minutes of a conversation. I can be really enthusiastic and I can greet everyone. I can be, hello, how is everyone? And then this is worse in person. Over the internet, it's not so bad, but in person,
shit.
after about 5 minutes,
Am I a Leslie?
I'll just go. I'll be there like,
I don't know what that is.
I'm going to leave so that I don't have to be here anymore.
Oh,
I hope I'm not a Leslie. I don't know what that is because I don't watch the
Oh,
show.
Leslie's lovely. She's just a bit overwhelming.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not me.
I don't know. As long as you're not a Tom Haverford, that's all
Oh God. Oh.
Hi,
No.
Tony.
the guy's like turned his knob up to an 11 and then broke the knob off, and you can't change the volume. It's just like, well, we're here now.
I see you there, Wally, making a face when he kept saying knob.
I was.
Anyway, what was I talking
I
about?
guess. I guess I need to think about context.
Just quickly from me, I'm going to have to jump out to get ready for my stream with Atom. Bubs, thank you for doing this, and thank you particularly, obviously, to Badger and Jim for doing streams. I'm not going to put any pressure on Angie.
I could probably do it. I probably can later this evening. My problem with doing it is I feel bad because I can't donate. I literally haven't got any money right now.
Yeah, just to
Donate. You contribute in another way by doing a stream.
Okay.
Or you could post the link that way.
I have been sharing. So
Just keep sharing the link until you don't feel bad anymore.
I don't feel bad for not being able to donate because I have really good reasons. But I feel bad about putting my face on it if I'm not really, I feel a little. What is the freaking word I'm looking for? Hypocritical about y'all go donate, but I ain't giving you none of mine. Only because I got it.
Just
start a fundraiser to put out the Amazon fires with airborne school lunches. We'll just dump them by the thousands of planes and just put out the fires.
I tell you what, that hamburger bun could totally put out at least an acre.
Yeah, just a bunch of sad sandwiches just falling out of a plane.
Just very, very quickly from me then, before I go. To Trans Game Girl in the comments, thank you for sharing, and thank you to Angie for sharing as well. So there's several things we can do. We can either donate, which will go to the WWF to help train firefighters, provide medical assistance, work with local communities, to try and train them. And then there's also the saving of the animals and rehousing of them. It's quite a sort of big project that could go in a number of different directions. If you cannot donate 666, as many people have, then please retweet and share. Get on that tweet to Jimmy and the bigger creators. Try and get them involved. Thank you to Jim for getting that to Seth Andrews and out to various different people that I genuinely didn't even consider would even do such a thing.
Absolutely.
So
I'll
thanks for being more ambitious than me. Yeah. But other than that, could everyone take care and have a good weekend if I don't hear from you for the rest of the weekend. And Angie, I'll try and get you on the podcast at some point.
Awesome. I'd love to hang out.
Thanks, David.
Speak to you later, Mr. Worley. We should have a fun discussion about awful things at some point.
Yes, we will eventually have our single-use plastic. It'll be too late by the time we do have our single-use plastic.
The entire world will be coated in plastic by the time we do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was watching.
If you do fancy a Brexit discussion at some point, that'll be absolutely terrible.
I have zero knowledge about any of that. I really am. I'm so bad, terribly American that I really am not sure what the hell.
There's an ongoing joke. There's an ongoing joke between me and Dave because we voted opposite ways on that issue.
Gotcha. Okay. Inside joke. Shut up, Angie.
It's an ongoing thing at this point because anytime I've been watching Dave's streams a couple of times, and anytime he brings up the issue of Brexit, he will almost invariably mention me because we disagree on it, and he'll be there going, he'll be there going, oh yeah, I even had Bad Tempered Badger on to discuss it, and we did, and
what's Brexit?
He uses me as the example of of the wrong view.
Is Brexit like a UK like a board game?
Yeah, it's a board game where you move around all these weird looking politicians on a board to see who can become prime minister.
It's like Risk.
My sister wants Texas to leave the United States. She's looking for Texit right now, and I'm just like, you're crazy. Just don't talk to me. Stay away from me.
Well, I mean, it's one way to get Texas to become a third world country.
Right? Hello. And they're all worried, we won't have to do this and we won't have. No, you'll have to do way worse than that.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. There he is in the chat saying, bloody leave her.
I heard that that Parliament actually agreed on Brexit recently.
No, they didn't.
Oh, that never happened in history
No,
ever.
I'm not saying it didn't happen, but it's not quite that simple.
What the hell
What
is that?
happened?
And why
What
is it not
happened?
going?
What?
What happened, you see, is that the Parliament basically have been fighting each other back and forth on this issue for years now. And every time it seems like one side of it has managed to get the upper hand, the other side will block everything, and we're back to, oh, we've got no idea what's going on again.
How can you focus?
Hmm?
How can you focus at a time like that? I would not be able to focus.
I don't know what you mean, Jim.
Yeah, then never mind. I'm just seeing. I'm seeing things.
I have no idea what you're on about.
Priorities. That's how you focus. That's how I focus.
I'm talking
my
about
circles
the extra for you have waxing your floors.
The what?
I don't know what you mean. There's nothing at all going on in my borough.
Oh, good lord. Okay. God damn, I'm slow
I
sometimes.
keep seeing a finger popping up and then going down at a rather awkward location. On your
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was
Mr.
pretending
Bowden.
not to see that. But thank
Whatever
you for
you're
pointing
doing.
it out.
Whatever you're doing is done at a poor pace.
She's picking up potato chip
Tempo.
crumbs. That's what
Tempo.
she's doing.
As long as whatever's going on
Into-
over there doesn't get my channel banned, we're cool.
Yeah, don't get anything on me, okay?
I've got no idea what you're talking about. There is nothing going on here. I am completely alone in this borough.
Gotcha.
So
Sure thing.
the real
What?
question is
There's absolutely nothing
how
going on here.
quickly if they
Get down.
rejoin the EU after Brexit.
Yeah, I don't even
Or
want to get into
attempt
this
to.
anymore. No more Brexit. I thought I got rid of it when Dave left.
Ugh.
Yeah. Better.
So, if this is going on later, still, I will do my best to. Maybe can do an hour or two stream. So I will help. I promise. You have my word. Girl Scouts honor.
Mhm.
No, I wasn't a Girl Scout. I was a campfire girl. My bad. They're different, but the same.
I
But
went
different.
on a walk with the scouts once. They said I shouldn't come back because I ate all the sausages.
You naughty little scamp, you.
I took a girl on a long walk through some dark woods one time, and she said it sure is scary out here. And I said, "You think you're scared? I have to walk back alone."
I said, "Get down."
No,
No?
not funny.
I was taking her to her grandmother's house.
There you go. That's better.
I thought it was funny.
I mean, I don't know where you were
That's
taking
because
that.
you've never
Angie,
walked into the woods alone with a guy and been afraid that he was coming back alone.
but It seemed like
Oh,
you were
yeah.
in a dark place,
No,
Angie.
I
I don't know
I
what you
have
were
definitely
thinking, but I'll
done
pray
that.
for you.
I've definitely walked into the woods alone with a guy and thought I wasn't coming back out.
Oh shit! See, that's what I get for assuming.
Not in the same
Not bad.
context.
He
Not
thought
in the
he was
same
going to a
context.
burrow, but he became
I
the burrow.
walked into the woods in the dark, trying to take some pictures of the wildlife. At which point, a chap entered from the other end of the woods, who looked like he was on his way through to murder someone. Fortunately, I was concealed in the bushes and was not noticed.
Badger
So, to be
camouflage.
But to be honest, neither of us were having a great time in the woods that night because if I'm guessing if he'd spotted me, he'd have assumed I was there to murder him as well.
Perks of being a badger.
Can get away with shit like that.
Yeah, I couldn't get away with that shit being like a cat.
Yeah, the cats are not welcome in my garden.
Hi, IQ.
They come to the garden and they eat my friends.
Your friend.
Yeah, there's this little field mouse that lives in the corner of the garden.
Oh.
Oh, eat it.
No.
Little field mice, they're everywhere.
Yes.
I have an excellent video on my channel where I put a nature camera to watch the field mouse.
I remember one time I was brush hogging probably about 40 acres of a hay field, and just the biggest field rats you've ever seen. Like I'm talking about as big as like granddaddy guinea pigs. Like they're huge, and they're just
Yeah.
running all over the place. And some of them are running right underneath the blade and just getting thrown out. You know, the other things. I'm pulling like an 8-foot brush hog behind me, and it was just a massacre. Like there was
Dude.
like you could look across and just see like little red specks
Rat
across
pits.
40 acres of just like where it's like, oh yeah, that was a little family right there.
Ugh. Rat bits.
Well,
Yuck.
Well, and I came upon a fawn too, because it's like in the high grass, and like whenever the deer have their babies, they lay them down really low, and I saw it at the last second because the grass is so high and like the tractor's so high. But it took everything I had to shut off the PTO, to drop it in neutral, put it in reverse, and floor it just to stop, because the brakes suck on it, just to stop right before running it over. And it just
Oh,
like
I'm
sat up there
proud
and
of
just
you.
looked up at me. And I got out of the tractor and got within a foot of it before it got up and took off.
Oh, I'm proud of you, Jim. You saved Bambi.
Well, yeah, it would have reported my brush hog.
You're so fucking mean. I'm just going to get my wooden spoon after you. I just see it coming already.
No, I wouldn't have run it over, but I had to say that just because I
Straighten
knew
you
that
up,
it
youngin'.
Google.
Robert X in chat says you have a vid where you show your love for cats too. Yes, I do. It's the one that says "Bloody Moggies" as the title,
Meow.
I like cats.
and I'm there
Okay.
complaining about cats for the
Well, I like
entire
a cat.
video.
I like
Does that mean
my
I like
cat.
I don't think I like all cats.
I don't
Like-
like
I
it.
like cats as long as they are not in my garden eating my wildlife.
I'm a dog person, but I have a cat too, so she's
I've
alright.
got-
She likes
I've got
me.
plenty of wildlife that
Get
cat can
along.
have. Sometimes I'll wake up to like a headless toad on my doorstep or something. You know, it's like the cat doesn't think that I can eat, fend for myself. It's like, here you
Yeah.
go, weakling. Got you some food,
Yeah,
little
you
bitch.
lousy hunter. Here's some food.
Yeah.
Mine brings me birds.
Right? It's like, I've seen the way you eat Cheez-Its, you fat slob. Here's a rat.
Oh god.
Donate. Anybody?
Oh yeah,
want
this is
I
a
don't know if we have any
fundraiser,
new
isn't it?
people in the
Donate to
chat
the
yet.
thingy.
It's about that time to throw another link in the chat, isn't it?
Yes, donate. The Amazon is
Yeah,
being
because I got about 15 minutes or so, and then I gotta go pick up the kids. So
is being burned
Should
down.
Pick up a stream for this fundraiser is what you should do.
40% of Brazil here. 40% of Brazil. 80% of our food source, and nearly 10% of the oxygen that's provided for all of the organisms. It's something that is vital. We can't. I mean, even if it was 1%, it's not something that we can afford to lose.
well, and the worst is they're doing it on purpose.
Yep.
They're burning it on purpose
Right.
without any
Without
thought of what
knowing
they're
that
doing.
when you don't have the trees to condensate and to
Yeah.
and to precipitate, you will never be able to come back from that. Those
Changing
trees will never grow
ecosystem.
there again, and the rainfall will stop. The river will dry up, and that'll be the end of it.
Yep, it's a mess. It's a big
Mm-hmm.
old mess. I
The-
do hope the money that we're donating
Have
can
I
go
ever
towards
mentioned
at least
that
helping the
people
animals
are-
and stuff that are
have I
being
ever mentioned
displaced.
People are awful. Just humans in general.
As a general thing, yeah, I agree.
Ah,
Thank you.
another human.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, IQ.
Oh, great! Now nobody's gonna be able to talk. IQ's here. Just playing.
Hold on,
Just
hold on.
playing.
I've got to do my Badger impression. Hello,
Oh,
I'm teasing
dear,
you,
go
you
on,
know, right?
go on.
Okay.
hello, everyone.
Oh, that was a little creepy.
That's not bad, actually.
Actually,
Mark, spot on.
Hi,
We should
Neil.
get Nerdy Rodent in here again, so that that was a great stream. We had me, Dave, Critical Cripple Dave, and Nerdy Rodent all in the same stream with Sassy Atheist. We all started talking as each other. So I would say, so what do you think about that, Mr. Badger? And Dave, Dave would say, I don't know. What do you think, Dave? And then Nerdy Rodent would go, well, Dave, I think that Badger should say this. And we all swapped with each other for a little while.
I was with you. I was with you right up until you said sassy.
And Sassy was just there going, ah!
I remember my first obsession with the British accent. That thing when I was in high school, my best friend and I were like totally into Def Leppard, right? They were the thing to be in love with. And they were from Sheffield, England, and we would go to the arcade or the mall or wherever we were going, and we would talk to each other in our little weird Texas British accents.
I can only.
And we're
imagine.
standing and we're playing air hockey one day, and this guy comes up to us. I'm not kidding you. And he says, "Oh, I love your accent. Where are y'all from?" And this
Oh my
girl with a
God.
straight face. Now, she was from Iowa, okay? So we had different accents, but we were best buds. And she looks this guy dead in the face, goes, "We're from Sheffield, England." And I'm just standing there going, "Oh, God, what if he asks us to act? What if he, because I get fear-stricken because we're called out, we're busted, She just went with it the whole way. She just kept right on going. And of course, this guy,
I love-
he's
I love the
clueless. He don't
Northwest.
know that we don't really sound British.
I love the Northwest England accent, like Liverpool, that
dear.
area.
Oh, dear.
We probably sounded like something from a Mary Poppins movie, to be honest. So I don't know.
Oh, have you seen that? Oh, I forgot what it's called.
Simpsons.
Anyway,
Which
I can
British
do
accent
my-
did you do?
I can do my Southern American if you like.
Oh, please, yes, do it.
That was actually pretty good.
I did the redneck from The Simpsons a little while ago. Yeah.
Give me some Southern drawl, honey.
When Lisa's looking for a lift and she flags down the Cletus the redneck, he's like, "You're happy on the back," and he points, and it's the whole back of the truck is full of roadkill animals that he's scooped up. He's like, "Watch out for the skunk. Them things can go off even after they is dead."
Oh, yeah.
That was beautiful.
Let's hear the Australian. That's the real test.
I'm not doing Australian. My Australian accent is terrible at the moment. Right.
If you do your Australian, I'll do my Indian.
All right. Okay. So
Oh,
here's
God.
the thing. I played an Australian character. I'm still playing an Australian character in a role play thing I do, and I try and do the accent, but every time somebody talks in a Cockney accent near me, it completely messes up my Australian. Now to the point where I can't remember how to do it properly. So my Australian's like, "G'day, I'm from Australia."
You actually got it pretty close. You just need to relax it a little bit.
Yeah, it's because the Cockney is very similar but more intense. It's kind of infected my accent.
Right, especially the R's.
Oh my goodness.
I remember there was a Neil stream when he had Nathaniel on from Find Disbelief. They were all trying their damnedest to get an Australian accent down, and it was hilarious because nobody really And I mean, they even had Terry Davies in the stream with them, and he's like, just stop.
At the risk of sounding racist, this is my best Indian accent. Welcome
Oh
to
God.
This may be prejudice, but I own a convenience store where I sell Slurpees and Slim Jims and pornographic material.
You sound like the guy from the Simpsons.
Have you heard? Have you seen the
Do not touch my coat.
Have you seen the collaboration I did with Not Your Witness and what's she even called now? Navadia. The Godless Strayan.
Well, now she's Navardia, but
Yeah.
she just.
You see my
Call her.
collaboration I did with them too?
What was that?
I did a collaboration with them, and in the middle of it, I decided to do a bad Australian accent in order to imitate Ken Ham, because we were talking about Ken Ham. And so you hear me just switch to an Australian accent, and then kind of not just little Avatar doing his what the fuck face, just peeks in from the side like, eh?
Every time I see them or any stream that I'm in, the first thing I say is, "Show us your pouch."
No.
What are the?
One of
Oh,
my favorite marsupials.
there's an ongoing joke in the roleplay thing I'm in at the moment, which is every time I go around, a friend of mine will look at me and with a Russian accent, kind of say, "Don't touch my uncle."
Right, Steve Irwin. I can't do it.
And
Crikey, that's a big.
Can't do it. Crikey,
he'll-
mate.
he'll say,
Get off
"Don't
me,
touch
Mike."
my uncle," but the thing is, he is now working with my uncle. So whenever I go around, he'll say, "Oh yeah, I was talking to your uncle earlier." I was like, "Don't touch my uncle."
Oh yeah, isn't she a bit? That's all I got.
All right, I've better jump because I'm about to do something. So sorry for derailing your entire conversation and then legging it.
I guess between like Australian and English is just like, it's like, we'll throw another fish and shrimps on the Barbie and chips and whatever.
Well, in that case, before I go, I would like to hear your best British voice.
Which
More
accent? You got like 50.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
Are you trying to be? Are you?
Oh no, I'm glitching. What the hell?
What's happened? We've all rearranged.
We do the
That was
curly shuffle. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Okay, I didn't hear the last question.
Are you trying to be scouts?
Am I trying to be scat?
No. Oh, good lord! I'm gonna have to explain British regions to you, aren't I? Have you seen Red?
Were you
Dwarf?
saying Scottish?
No. Have you seen Red?
No.
Right. Watch Red Dwarf,
Watch Red Dwarf.
and the chap called Dave Lister in Red Dwarf has what is known as a Scouse accent.
Is that what I
Okay.
sound like?
That's what you sounded like with that last one you did. Not the
Well,
one,
'cause,
not the one saying watch
my
Red
idea-
Dwarf, the previous thing.
Yeah. Accent is like one, Liverpool, and two, movies like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Those are the best though.
Oh, I love them.
You can get a good sort of London sounding voice from those.
They say that the southern accent is actually the closest to the British accent because
We
of
talking
I
about
mean,
Southern
I can
America.
the
speak
value,
in
the
Southern
vowel
accent pretty
values
well,
and stuff.
but I don't think it's anything like speaking in that British fancy tongue. You don't see me
Well,
drinking my
okay.
tea with my pinky out. No, ma'am, it's sweet and iced. You bet your ass.
No, but if you compare it to Southern English,
Yeah,
Devon,
okay.
Cornwall, and Dorset. If you compare it to Southern English and kind
Okay.
of Devon, Cornwall, and Dorset, then
Okay.
you hear a little bit more similarity. You hear kind of
Well, maybe if we're talking like colonial Mississippi.
Yeah, well, from
That's what
down
we're
here
talking.
in
That's
it,
what
from
I'm
down
talking
here
about.
in the
That's where it
south,
came from.
from down
Yeah,
here in the
it's like-
south,
it's
in the
like
West Country, we
debutante
talk like
kinda.
this here, see?
Yeah.
I
Well,
do
if you think
declare.
about the distance
I
difference
do
in
declare. I think I've
like,
got the vapors.
I'm
Tell me
Yeah.
that don't
used
sound
to
a
that.
little bit.
If
Well,
I,
and it's not across the states though. Too. It's like kind of Mississippi, Alabama, colonial, like Louisiana a little bit.
I really do need to jump out though. So if there's any more streams going on after I come back from this thing, do let me know, and I might drop in again.
I
I've
might
only
do
got a
another
minute
one in
left
a few
myself.
hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to wrap up this one. This is gonna be about it.
I'm gonna try to get in, but it's gonna be it's gonna be a couple 3 hours before I can do it because I've got to get kids home from school and
That's all right. That'll be
dinner and
coming up for
homework and all
midnight.
that crap. But it's Friday, so I can they can go play
Friday?
and stuff.
Well, you, y'all have fun now, you hear?
I will. That's that was a very good y'all, by the way. That was a very good y'all. Yeah, not
has
put quite
anyone
so
played
much
Team
L
Fortress
in it.
2?
More of
Has
a
anyone
Y
played Team
than-
Fortress
Trials
2?
was on the way out the door.
Has anyone played Team Fortress 2 and heard the engineer from Team Fortress 2? 'Cause I like his kind of Texan. No,
why
a
does
real
everybody sound
Texan would
smart
have
with a
dodged
British
that.
accent except me.
I'm deep East Texas, so it's pretty thick. Especially if I get worked up. I did live in
Yup.
Houston for a while and lost some of my deep drawl, but as soon as I got back here, it was back with a vengeance. So
Well,
You ever
y'all
get so
have
mad
fun
at-
now, you hear? I gotta go and do this other thing.
bye, honey.
Take her easy.
So, bye.
See you later.
Stay back.
You ever get so worked up and mad at a strange dog or animal on your lawn that you just kind of say the one word at them? It's
No, my word is get. G-I-T. Get.
well, that's the elongated version. It's saying get on out of here, but it's just
That takes too long and it's not scary enough.
or if they start to do something they're not supposed to, you just go
That works for babies too.
don't you do
You know, that's why they make game show buzzers sound like that.
Well, wouldn't it be funny if they made them actually sound like that? Like you press it and they go
Grady said no.
That's wrong, son.
Oh my goodness. Oh dear. I've got to go too, guys. Honey's home and I've got 2 minutes to go get in the car and go get the kids.
And
So
then there were 3.
I will catch up with you guys in a little while. I promise. Okay.
Bye.
See ya.
Good to see you, Bob. I didn't get to talk to you very much. I'd like to sit and talk to you too one day, just me and you, I think we actually have more in common than we think. Just so I'm saying.
I think his headboard's probably cooler though.
Kiss my butt. Stop messing about.
By default, my headboard might be cooler.
Well, one day we're just gonna come into a live stream and just behind Angie's just gonna be a huge fire. Angie, what is going on? Oh, it's my headboard.
I know it's ugly. I hate it. It's all I got. It keeps my pillow from falling off the floor. So
Well,
on the
I
floor.
love it. I'm speaking out of jealousy. It's
It's hideous. What are you talking about? This is like circa 1987.
it reminds me of my childhood. It's what my
Something
parents
with
had.
frickin'
They had
frosted
water
mirrors
bed.
and crap.
Headboard.
Put it this way, honey's had this bedroom suit longer than he's had me. This
Well, I don't know
furniture
what that says.
came
but
with
okay.
him.
Well, if you're happy, I'm happy.
That's a relative term sometimes, isn't it? Yes. All right, guys, seriously, I gotta go. I love you.
Bye.
Peace.
See
Y'all be
ya.
good. Please. There it is.
So yeah,
So what are you up to, bub?
not
Anything
shit. Other than this, I have a idea for a gaming channel. It's going to be different than it's going to be let's play kind of thing, except not live streamed because my internet quality is dog shit. So
You think
yeah,
more
I
like
might work on
tutorial
that.
kind of thing, or
Hmm?
you thinking more like tutorial kind of thing,
Uh,
or like walkthroughs?
I'll probably do some of that, but like starting out, like the first video I recorded and edited so far, I want to have several videos ready to run before I, even think about starting a gaming channel. But like the first video is gonna be like a playthrough of Green Hill Zone from the original Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, was that the first stage or the second stage?
First, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
the sec-
through each one until the
That's
game's
awesome.
beaten. Yeah, like I love old school games.
You're
Again,
doing it on Sega, right?
I don't own a Sega, but I've got Sonic on my Xbox One.
You got
And
the
I've also
N64.
got a 64. Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah,
That's what's up. I love
that's
it.
cool as
Oh,
shit, man. Do you have GoldenEye?
I wish I did, but
You at least got Mario Kart, right?
I what?
Oh, that's iconic. Like Mario Kart and GoldenEye were the two best N64 games.
Dude, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and Star Fox 64 were my shit.
Star Fox was pretty good.
Yeah. I've got Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Star Fox 64. I'd like to do those on my channel, but for when I actually start the gaming channel. But I need some kind of hookup to, do that. To connect the 64 to my computer, and I don't have the 60-some bucks it costs to do that.
Don't they have like one of those little like the red to HDMI adapter?
Yeah, the 64 connects with RCA connections.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can go RCA or RCA to HDMI.
See, I thought you just needed a whole setup for that. I didn't think it'd be
Nah,
something simple like RCA to HDMI.
be super simple.
Holy shit.
Converting anything to HDMI requires a connection, because if you've ever tore apart an HDMI connector, it's a tangled mess and you can go wrong real quick. RCA, you can strip the wires down and hook that straight up to VGA. That's easy.
Yep, I've actually cut mine and spliced it and made my RCA cables longer.
Hell yeah, you can Frankenstein a cord all day. Just moving to RCA is a
Mhm.
bitch.
It was like the old stereos. Like remember the speakers? You could put there was nothing to splice. Splicing into a speaker was nothing. But now you try to do that to a headphone, you can forget it.
Yeah, that one's gone.
Yeah. You used to be able to take like just little headphone jacks and connect them to a speaker, and you could have like a little mini boombox or whatever. But you can't do that anymore because the wiring is so intricate.
Yeah, the wires are just too tiny, and I think that they're incorporated with fiber optics now too. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
because they
doesn't
got that
splice well.
damn surround sound built in. That Dolby Digital.
uh you can Frankenstein the fuck out of a cord.
Oh yeah.
Connect to whatever. All you need is just touch metal somewhere, and you got a connection.
Hey, we
I've
got BBA.
learned how to do that with. I've learned how to do that with USB now. I can make pretty much anything a USB connection and connect anything to USB.
I mean, the best thing you can do is
It's all just a
solder,
matter of learning the.
is because a good solid
Yes,
connection
exactly.
is what you're going to get the best transmission through. But when it comes to just being able to play a 64, which isn't quite that demanding as far as like graphics is concerned and sound quality, yeah, just a twisted wire will do you just fine.
You mean you don't have to have like a NVIDIA or any kind of good graphics
I mean,
card?
if it's just the red, white, and yellow RCA connections, I'm pretty sure that's what 64 connected with. I don't think they had component video quite yet.
Oh man, I don't know. I think and you probably gotta be running at least 60 FPS, if not 120.
Yeah, but with those,
I'm being totally sarcastic.
with those connections, all you need is just the metal to come in contact with more metal. It doesn't need to
Yep.
be high definition. It doesn't need to be anything fucking fancy. You can take whatever connector you need it to move it to. I mean, I've spliced RCA onto coaxial, USB. It's all pretty straightforward. When you find the Atari 7800 that you forgot you had, and it's got those stupid screw-on connectors,
The terminal.
you know what
Yeah.
those little terminal connectors that you
Yeah.
had to that you splice those,
Yep.
run it into coaxial or RCA, and
Yep.
you're in like Flint. But moving that into HDMI, sorry. You're buying a
Well,
connector because I'm not fucking with
RCA to
HDMI.
HDMI is pretty simple.
There's just so many different. I mean, I'm sure I could take the time to figure it out. I tore apart a HDMI connector once.
I don't mean splicing yourself. I mean, there's actually an adapter where you plug in your red, white, and yellow, and the other end of it is an HDMI.
Oh yeah, but that's not how I fucking roll. Like I can't afford I can't
You gotta
afford the
Frankenstein
adapter,
that
so
shit.
like I've got to fucking ghetto rig it. So what do? You tear something apart, you might fuck up a thing or two, but down the road you learn how everything works and you make
Right?
do.
It's like, yeah, I was gonna buy the adapter, but I suddenly remembered where my electrical tape was.
Exactly. Don't waste your money. Unless you've got like a setup like Telltale or something where he's got every system ever made by mankind and you want I can't imagine the connectors and the cable systems. Have you seen his setup?
Yeah, I've seen some of it firsthand. He brought his N64 and Nintendo Switches and stuff like that down to Faithless Forum. We were playing it in the hotel room.
Well, he's got a picture of his setup at home.
Oh yeah,
where he's
like,
got this big
he has every
fucking
generation, doesn't
station.
he?
Everything, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. He's probably got a few systems that I've never heard of. And
I do not doubt that.
the cable logic that he's got going on behind his set has got to be insane.
Jesus Christ.
That you need adapters for.
Yeah, you definitely need labels for sure at the very least.
Hey, that's awesome.
I was just thinking of those old systems the other day, and for some odd reason, the music to Castlevania 2 got stuck in my head for a whole entire fucking day. I mean, regular like NES.
I remember having a dream that I was something Joe, Weakling Joe, or whatever from Mike Tyson Knockout.
Oh,
Going
boy.
up to like that one big Russian guy who he had the foot moves down or whatever. He'd fuck your shit up, man.
Old school fucking games. That's what I grew up on. Like when I was born, my family had a Texas Instruments. I think it was a TI 99A.
Was that a calculator?
Well, no, it was like a really big fucking keyboard, and it had a little slot where you can plug your cartridge games into, and it had a voice emulator where you could type things in and it would say it, but you had to enter code into it to get it to say stuff.
Interesting.
It had a bunch of weird, not quite Space Invader-ish type games, but that type of thing. I mean, it must have been every bit of like
Snake or whatever.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we upgraded to Atari 2600.
Oh, I was raised Pentecostal, so we didn't have one for a while. But the first one that we had in the house was just the NES.
Yeah, yep.
So like Super Mario Brothers 3, Duck Hunt, Dr. Mario, like that kind of shit.
Yep.
Zelda. And then let's see, and then it was Sega Genesis, and then I got an N64. Then skipped the Super Nintendo. I didn't have one for a long time. I didn't have anything until I was in the military, and then I got a PS2. And I think the Xbox 360 was the last one I've owned.
See, I started with the Sega Genesis. That shit was pretty new when I was a kid. Then I got an N64. Let's see what, and a PlayStation 2, completely giving the original PlayStation a miss.
Need for Speed.
Hell yeah, dude! Need for Speed 2, Underground. That shit was my
Yeah,
jam,
dude. I will still play that game.
dude. If I still had my PS2 and that game, I would be on it.
Oh, and
Yeah.
and San Andreas.
See that
Or
one I
not
actually never got
not San Andreas. What was the first one? Liberty, or was it San Andreas?
GTA 3. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. The one
Yeah,
that
the
came
one-
out before San Andreas was 3, I think, right?
Yeah.
San Andreas was 3.
Oh. Ah,
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that game. And
loved it. You know,
yeah, and did you ever on N64? Did you ever play that Duck Dodgers game?
I didn't.
That was a
No.
pretty good game. I would put it on the same level as PS1 Spyro.
Damn, PS1 Spyro was good too,
Yeah, how Spyro was badass.
dude. They remade it. I don't know how to feel about that, but it doesn't really matter because I don't
Really?
own a PlayStation anymore. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea if they did a good job or not because I don't own a PlayStation.
Well, I remember going, and it probably do too, going side scrolling, 2-dimensional into the 3-dimensional. You got this extra axis story about a movement. How different, like how much it changed. It seemed like so real at the time, but now looking back at it, you're just like, what is this? Like Spiral's head is square.
Well,
Like
shit,
what is this?
See, I remember there was an Indiana Jones game for the Sega Genesis, and when I was a kid, I remember looking at the render of Indiana Jones in the game, and I'm like, holy shit, this looks. I mean, I didn't say shit because I was like 7, but I was like, holy shit, this looks exactly like Indiana Jones. And I look back at it now, just like brown, like a flat brown for the jacket and pants and
Right.
the hat. And
It looks like it got spray painted
right.
through a picket fence.
Exactly. It's like the only way that you knew it was Indiana Jones is because when you press B, he threw his whip.
That was it.
And the hat, it's like, okay, well, they color coordinated. And then like the one thing I hate about that game is the whole fucking game. Dun, 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 just over and fucking over.
Gentlemen, I gotta hop out. I'm picking my daughter up from her daycare.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
well, cool chatting briefly, but yeah, keep the stream going.
Yeah,
Save the trees. And
Yeah,
shit.
I think we have like 15 minutes left on this one.
Right on. Well, not too bad then.
I mean, I didn't put a cap on how long it could be, so
Is somebody picking it up from you at a certain time, or is somebody picking it up at a certain time, or what?
Well, it's
I
not David. He's streaming with Adam right now.
yeah.
Okay. What's up? Awaiting
Perhaps after
defection.
that.
Aye.
No,
Anyway,
that's
gentlemen,
BBA.
I gotta fly. I'll catch you guys later.
Later.
See ya.
See ya.
Oh shit, BBA popped in. I didn't even see. What's up, BBA? All right,
Hey.
catch you. See
See
ya.
ya.
You probably just didn't recognize him with a video game in front of him.
Oh, that's true. Oh, you're the one who was driving your house. I remember now. And you,
He will forever be known for that shit. All right, guys, I'm out.
Take it easy. Oh, we lost BBA.
he left. Oh my god.
I'm inviting Silver in. Let her have a little fun before we end it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And we got BBA back. What happened there?
Popped out just for comic relief.
I don't know.
That was good. It was perfectly timed.
Well, so how is the defection thing going?
Well, I got an email from them, from the priest actually, and just basically asking, saying that he'd be open and willing to talk to me about it and why I'm wanting to defect, and just asked me, when I'm available. So that's the latest news on that.
Oh, shit.
Is this Catholicism or?
Yes.
And he's trying to keep you, or?
No, he's just probably just wanting to talk to me and ask me, what my deeper reasons are for wanting to defect. So.
Gotcha.
I mean, it is a cult anyway, so I mean.
Mm-hmm. Are you?
They want to keep as many Do what?
What's your belief system? Are you theist or non-theist?
Now?
Yeah.
Atheist, yeah. I'm
atheist.
Kind of.
Hence the name Bible Belt Atheist.
Yeah, kind of gives that part away in my channel name.
Awaiting defection.
No, my channel name is the Bible Belt Atheist, but I just popped in here just as a hashtag awaiting defection, just because, that's the latest thing that's been going on with me. So.
Gotcha,
I do think it's pretty amusing that the Catholic Church technically abolished formal defection like a decade ago, and they let me do it like just before I started my channel, and they're letting BBA do it.
I don't know that yet. He hasn't said, whether he's going to or not, but I'm kind of hoping that he does. So
it is kind of shitty.
Once your name's written in the Lamb's Book of Life, that's it.
Yeah, they, the whole common saying of once a Catholic, always a Catholic. Well, formal defection defeats that purpose, or defeats that saying.
Right. Well, they say that in front of the in front of the line, and start gulping the wine and grab a handful of the host and just shove them into your face.
The host tastes like cardboard anyway, so I don't really think I'd be doing that.
It does. It does. That's why there's a secret though. You don't chew it and swallow it. You just act like you do, and then you take the wine. The wine washes it down.
Great way to legally get drunk underage.
Right. Well, why can't they have like baked cheese crackers and call them like Cheez-Its? Just like in the shape of a cross,
I feel like if there's any Christians that are watching this in the future, you might have sparked something that might go the wrong way.
Well, as long as they're watching, might I also suggest a Sav cab instead of whatever that Franzia box shit is you guys got?
See, before that, I would suggest clicking on the link that I just posted a minute or so ago and donating to Save the Rainforest.
Yeah, speaking of sick burns.
Bad segue is bad. Do what now?
I was just saying, speaking of sick burns.
Yeah. Yeah, what's happening in the Amazon right now is a pretty sick burn. Needs to stop.
Mm-hmm.
But because the president of Brazil is a little bitch, he's not accepting any help putting it out. So he's just letting it burn like a tool.
What we need is Trump to get another hurricane projection map and draw with a Sharpie a line going to Brazil, and that'll just put out the fires.
Problem solved. Problem
Yeah.
solved.
Yep.
Yeah,
Damn,
and
look at that.
the
And
hurricane
then
will
as long as we're at it, we can take all the people who are praying for the hurricane to go away and commanding it to go away in the name of Jesus, saying to go to the east. It's like, motherfucker, Amazon's on fire. Tell it to go to the south.
Well,
Hey,
it's over.
Hey.
Hello. Blood pressure.
blood pressure. What?
Well,
I think
it's
Jim's dying.
blood pressure. It's like, how do I explain blood pressure?
I know what blood pressure is. Why did you say blood pressure when I arrived? Do I make your blood pressure go up, Jim?
Did you ask? You asked a question.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I said hi. That's not
Oh,
asking anything.
Oh, I think they said what's up.
And then you said blood pressure, and I was like, what? Oh.
Yeah, you're right. That was dumb. Let's move on.
Okay, Jim's dumb. Let's move on. So.
Yeah. Clearly. Okay.
Bob, how are you?
I'm doing all right. What shenanigans are you
Doing
getting
good.
into?
All kinds.
All of them? Good choice.
The good kind, though. The good kind. Always the good kind.
I mean,
A
good.
witty deflection. I think this is the first time I'm ever meeting you.
Oh no, that's BBA. He's just
I'm just
waiving
going under now.
protection is more like a personal status,
Yeah.
leaving the Catholic Church.
Maybe,
Formally.
maybe you might notice him. BBA, go get your steering wheel. She might notice you with the steering wheel in front of you.
You know, would you just quit? Just leave that be. I've already got it. I've already got it hooked up to a table. I don't really want to bring it back out.
Nice. Playing them drifting games, huh? And just like clear a fucking table with it. Whoosh.
No,
Man,
I'm playing.
I can't wait.
I miss
Have you been in one of those like
my
NASCAR
steering wheel.
simulators? Like
That
where
was
you
so much fun.
have you ever been with
Yeah, I
one of
went.
those NASCAR simulators?
Yeah,
where it's
I
like
was-
a 180-degree screen.
Yeah, I was in one of those NASCAR racing simulator at the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte, and this was when I was
Easy.
I was in 8th grade, and I got 3rd place out of everybody, including my mother, including my grandpa and my grandpa's brother.
That's hilarious.
So I beat both of them.
No, I loved it, like the hydraulics and everything, and the movement. It was awesome, and that's like 20-year-old technology.
Hmm.
But I can't imagine what simulation games are going to be like in the future.
VR. Duh.
Well, I mean VR, but then where's VR gonna go? I mean, all it is now is a big ass fucking headset.
Right, because I mean that's essentially
Well,
what the NASCAR
I think
simulator
pretty
is.
soon
VR.
we're gonna have like a situation like literally like a full holographic experience.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's possible we could go into something like a
That's,
Star
like, immersive.
Star Trek hologram room or something like that.
Yeah.
Holodeck.
Yeah.
Or like
I mean,
some
'cause
Ready
we already
Player
have
One shit.
holograms. We can already do that, and we can already make them interact with each other. We can already have like a holographic town type of thing. So now we just need to figure out how a person can actually interact with it, like in a game simulation type thing.
That's the thing. It takes so much programming to go into that. Like the interactivity is like the interface is one thing, but then to like go into the interactions is so much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, really. It would be crazy.
Like an unbelievable amount. Like the computing power and the processing power it would take to run that is crazy.
Yeah, but not impossible.
No, not impossible.
I think
Not impossible, but
I think once it becomes a thing, I really do think you're gonna have people that are like full on like, this is what I'm doing with my life. Like, fuck the world. I'm in my
As opposed
hologram.
to-
baby.
As opposed to gamers in any other generation.
Well, no, but I mean that you have to admit that like a holographic world that's a lot different than just a video game.
Mm-mm. I grew up in the generation of people dying playing WoW.
Well, I mean, yeah, I remember people dying playing WoW, but I mean that wasn't because they were playing WoW. It was because they were neglecting taking a piss and drinking water.
Well, they were playing hundreds of hours sitting down.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like it, at least in like a simulation, like a hologram simulation type thing, you could still like bathe and shit and like actually have your routine built into the game so that you have to care for yourself. Like,
I don't. Well, I mean, I guess you could be virtually clean. Yeah.
no, you could get real clean in your virtual reality.
Well, it'd be really hard because like the interface, you'd have to wear it, and then it'd have to lead you to the shower without bumping you into a wall, unless you have like the shower there with you in your gaming rig. That's weird.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they can have it like built in so that like when you step into your real shower, you see, you know, like a different thing.
Yeah, that's kind of like taking a
Like
bath.
you
while
see
you're
a
eating toast.
waterfall or some shit, and you're like bathing in the waterfall in the mountains, you know.
That's
but it's
kind of
your
like that's kind of like having a bath like now and being like, I really want to make some toast.
That is not the same thing at all. That is no. That's not related to what I just said.
Oh.
People are actually trying to do my idea, number one. So
You're right.
kiss it. Anyway.
I mean, hell, it'd put a whole different perspective into Forza Horizon,
That's no lie.
or even GTA, for if you want to go farther.
No.
Yeah, especially as far as development goes. Like I think as far as like development, you just look at Rockstar Games and they're a really good I guess benchmark.
Yeah.
Oh my god, can I stop getting alerts for 5 seconds?
No, you can't. You're stuck.
Whatever. She's over just like sending herself text to look important.
They're not texts, they're notifications, like from fucking Twitter and YouTube and whatever the fuck else.
Oh, hell.
I still haven't slept. I'm still awake.
Jesus. Why are you doing this to yourself?
What?
Why are you doing that to yourself?
I didn't have a choice. So I was live until noon. Like, yeah, right before noon I got off because I had an appointment scheduled. So then I did my scheduled call that I had, and that was cool and fun, and I loved it. And then I saw that when I got off, I saw that Bub was on, and I was like, oh, click. And I saw that everybody was hanging out, and so I was just like, hey. And then he asked if I wanted to come in, and I was like, yeah, sure. So, so wait.
I don't know if you guys can hear the cat, but
I hear pussy.
Yeah.
Bailey, come here. Come here.
No.
Here. I'm not talking to you. Come here.
That sounds just like my cat. I was wigging out for a second, like, where are you?
Bailey, come here. Come here. Come on, Steve.
He said, no, you come here.
Stubborn ass cat.
Okay, run away as soon as I, whatever.
My cat does that to me all the time. Like, bitching, meow, meow. And then the second I lean over,
It's so funny you say that. My cat's name is Hitchens. I usually call him Hitch, except whenever he's being annoying, and I call him Bitchens.
Bitchin' Hitchens.
Yeah, it's like, what do you want, bitchins?
He wants to bitch.
Somebody's hitting for you.
Somebody's what?
Somebody's hitting for you.
Hitting for me?
Yeah, and your kitty.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
That's lost on me. Well, right
Why
now,
are you so obtuse? Oh my god.
Did you call me fat?
oh hell.
Yeah, I called you fat. Jesus Christ.
That's not very nice.
You're the one that said, did you call me fat when I called you obtuse?
Yeah.
Could be another way of calling him a wide load. You don't know.
Ugh. Let me just conform.
Well,
Do you like me now?
oh shit. Well, there's only one person. Oh, there's no one watching now, actually. So,
oh my.
yeah.
What are you watching? What? You need to reshare your shit.
I mean, I think it's
Well-
going to be about that time to close down anyway. So,
Oh.
Yeah, I've got a video to
Yeah.
work on.
yeah.
You still haven't done your video?
Shit, I haven't done Monday's video either. So,
No,
He's
I
not
don't
yet.
usually do. I don't
You're
usually do my
supposed to work on it.
videos until the day before.
Do what?
I said I don't usually do my videos until the day before.
Oh, well, I'm going live. I mean, I'm just like prepping for it.
yeah.
Uh,
But, yeah. Posting a link to David's stream right now. He's live. So,
oh, David's live now?
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
I'll see you guys over
links
there.
in the chat. Yeah. And,
Later.
yeah, the crowdfunding thing is still at 191 pounds. So let's see if it's probably just lagging, but
Yeah, because
let's see if we can move that needle forward.
like all night long, it was being a bitch, even though like 3 people had donated at different times and it still wasn't updating.
Yeah, I blame the website, but what you gonna do?
Yeah, the website was being a hoe.
I blame the government.
Exactly.
The government's to blame for everything.
Hmm.
All right. Well, see y'all over at David's live stream.
Okay.
All right, see ya.
Peace.